I'm gonna kind of just go to town and try to swirl it. Whoa. Oh, the smells of my youth combined. How do you jazz up an afternoon snack with a kid-approved flavor combo? Betty Crocker's answer? Peanut butter and jelly coffee cake. I'm Melinda and I'm cooking my way through Betty Crocker's 1971 recipe card library. Today we're making peanut butter and jelly coffee cake. This is from section U, Family Breakfast Brighteners, and it's card number 23. Betty Crocker has a lot of recipes in this library for coffee cake, but this is definitely the most interesting one I've found so far. I love the idea of combining a classic combination like peanut butter and jelly with a coffee cake. That just makes so much sense to me. I can't believe I've never heard of it before. And it seems really simple because all you need is Bisquick, milk, eggs, a little bit of sugar, and then of course the peanut butter and jelly. So I think it's gonna be really easy and fun, so let's get started. All right, so we begin by mixing the baking mix and sugar. So I have 2 cups of Bisquick baking mix here, and then I have 2 tablespoons of sugar. I was surprised by how little sugar's in this recipe, but I guess the peanut butter and jelly both have a lot of sugar as well. So I guess you don't want your coffee cake to be too sweet, right? It's not like cake. Next, we're gonna do the peanut butter. I have natural Jif here, which is my favorite peanut butter. I don't know if it's actually better for you than regular Jif, but you know, that's what the brand wants me to think. It's all natural. So we have 1/4 cup of that going in. Great, perfect. And then we're gonna cut it in, and I have this little biscuit cutter thing. So I'm gonna cover it a little bit with the Bisquick, and then we're gonna go to town here. We're cutting it in. Bisquick already has shortening in it, but the peanut butter is also, I guess, kind of acting as like an additional fat element in addition to a flavor element. So we'll see what that does. I think the key here when you're cutting something into dry ingredients is to like kind of look for pea-sized clumps. That's about what I'm seeing here. Make sure we get all the peanut butter in. 1/4 cup's not that much. I'm a little surprised by that. Now what? Now, oh no, I got peanut butter on my card. Okay, now we're gonna mix in an egg. Then we're gonna mix in 2/3 of a cup of milk. I don't know if I'm supposed to be whisking this, but I don't know. I'm just gonna use a spatula and see what happens. It just says mix. Oh, I guess it says beat vigorously 1/2 minute. Okay. I'm just gonna beat vigorously with this spatula. Okay, this is giving batter. You can kind of see clumps of peanut butter in the mix here, like when I scrape, but I think that's a good thing because I think it'll like, the peanut butter will melt in the oven, kind of get in all the nooks and crannies. Okay, have I beaten vigorously enough? Has it been 30 seconds? Now I have a heavily greased cake pan. I don't know why we're doing it in a cake pan instead of a baking dish or anything like that, or a bundt cake. I guess it'll make a nice little round situation for us. So I'm not complaining, I'm just following the instructions. We're gonna start by putting the batter into our cake pan here. I hope it comes out of the pan. I hope I greased it enough. Trying to get it nice and even. It's really sticking to the spatula, which is concerning to me. Come on, get over there. Get in all the nooks and crannies. It smells good though, it smells like peanut butter. I was afraid that 1/4 cup wouldn't be enough, but it has the aroma. I'm just gonna kind of tilt it a little bit, move it around. This is really easy. It's just like a few ingredients, and we already have a cake in a pan. I'm obsessed. All right, now it's time for the peanut butter to meet the jelly. I've got Smucker's strawberry jelly, which I feel like is just the most iconic, classic. You know, with a name like Smucker's, it has to be good. So, and I just think Jif and Smucker's are a match made in heaven. They're perfect. So I'm gonna crack that open. Now it says, just spoon the jelly onto batter and spread thinly. But when you look at the photo, it feels like there's areas where there is jelly and where there's not jelly, and that makes me think that you actually want kind of a swirl pattern. Like you don't want just like a thin layer of jelly across the whole top, right? And you can also see there's jelly pockets in the center of the batter. So I'm gonna kind of just go to town and try to swirl it. Whoa. It's been a while since I've had jelly and not jam. I think I forgot how intense jelly is. Dollop. Oh, the smells of my youth combined. It's so clumpy. Is this a bad idea? I wanted to swirl. I don't think it's swirlable, but I do think that the way I've kind of clumped it will get the attitude I'm looking for in each slice, you know, with like pockets. I think it'll still look good. Yeah, I don't know if I could make a swirl happen. I'm kind of swirling the batter more than I'm swirling the jelly. But I do want the jelly to kind of sink in some places. I gotta stop fussing with it. We have to trust the process. This is gonna go in a 400-degree oven for 25 to 30 minutes. So we'll check back in a bit. While the cake is in the oven, let's talk about the origin of the peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I mean, could there be a more classically American combination? Today it's seen as kind of an economical choice or a rather plain choice for a meal. It's most often seen in kids' lunches, so it's hard to believe that it started as a highbrow delicacy. So at the turn of the century, an early patent for peanut paste was developed by John Harvey Kellogg. Yes, that's the cereal guy. He managed this world-renowned Battle Creek Sanatorium. It was kind of a premier wellness destination of the time, and he was constantly inventing healthy meal alternatives for his guests. Peanuts weren't yet a mainstream nut, but around the same time, scientist George Washington Carver was encouraging Southern farmers to switch to peanuts as a replacement crop when boll weevils attacked cotton. So this new fresh abundance of peanuts and a taste among the wealthy led to a popular afternoon tea dish, the peanut butter and watercress finger sandwich. The first known recipe that combined peanut butter with jelly was published by Julia Davis Chandler in 1901 for Boston Cooking School magazine, where she was kind of proposing variations on typical tea sandwiches. And from there on out, the combination stuck. So how did it become a more populist lunchtime choice? Well, in World War II, the US military ration menus had peanut butter, it had jelly, and it had bread. And so soldiers found themselves combining those three things together to make the most palatable sandwich. And after the war, many returned home and just kept making PB&Js as a comfort food, the same way we still make PB&Js as a comfort food today. All right, our coffee cake came out of the oven. It looks nice and golden brown. I love how much it puffed up. I love how much the jelly did kind of fill into some cracks and crevices there. That's really cool. I'm gonna, I let it cool for a little bit so it's easier to touch, and I think what I'd like to do is get it out of the pan onto this plate. Will I be able to do that in one piece? I don't know. I'm gonna start just by running this offset spatula kind of around the edge. It definitely, it pulls away from the edge of the pan, which is a good sign. Then the jelly areas are really sticky against the edge. Will it flip out into my hands? It's happening. I did it! I knew it would come out mostly unscathed. All right, let's cut it open and give it a taste. All right, let's take a slice. I'm really excited about this. It smells amazing. It smells just like PB&J. It looks incredible. It's very presentable. I don't know, it's kind of funky looking the way it has all these waves. It ebbs, it flows. Okay, let me go ahead and take a slice. Okay. Moment of truth. That looks pretty coffee cake-like to me. All right. Okay, let's give it a taste. There's a pocket. I'm laughing at this pocket of jam underneath. How did that get all the way down there? Oh my gosh. Okay, let's take a taste. I'm sure I got a nice jam bite. It's very light and airy, which typically I feel like things that I make with this Bisquick are very dense and crumbly. So the fact that this is, it is crumbly, but there's kind of an airiness to it that I wasn't expecting. It's really fluffy. It'd be interesting for me to make a PB&J with this peanut butter and jelly, because I just haven't had Smucker's strawberry jelly in a long time, and I was expecting more flavor from it. It does feel like it's just kind of a hint of fruit. It's not very prominent. So I think that maybe I should have used a more, you know, like a jam or a preserve that would have more of that fruit flavor to it. But the cake itself is like just a hint of peanut butter. It's not overpowering. It definitely doesn't taste like a peanut butter cookie or anything like that. It's really just a very mild flavor. Okay, let me take a sip of coffee, see how it all goes together. That's the stuff. That's the thing about coffee cake. You gotta eat coffee with it. Wow, okay. I do like the fun texture of it all. Like I like that you're getting kind of like a fluffy, crumbly bite, and then you get like an ooey gooey bite. It's a fun little combo. PB&J coffee cakes. This one was so fun. I really am impressed by this recipe. I think it makes a really good coffee cake. And I think first and foremost, it tastes like a coffee cake. The peanut butter and jelly flavor is actually pretty subtle, which I wasn't expecting. I really thought I was gonna get hit with that PB&J flavor, but it just adds kind of like a nice additional layer to like a normal tasting coffee cake. Like I mentioned, I might use jam next time I make this instead of jelly. I just think that I'm missing that like punch of fruit flavor, but overall really impressed with this recipe. I think the jelly probably added some moisture in the oven, which helped just the cake stay really nice and fluffy and moist. I think it turned out really, really good. So I'm gonna give it 5 out of 5 red spoons. Okay, back in the box. Thank you so much for watching. This is not my first time making coffee cake on this channel, so be sure to check out this coffee cake smackdown video next. Please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and until next time, happy homemaking.